Commanders at Buccaneers.
I think Tampa's the better team here. I'm going to take a favorite -3 at home, veteran quarterback with a real run game and a better defensive front. Do you know Tampa's the first NFL offense in league history with a 70+% completion percentage through the air and 5+ yards per carry? This is a daunting run attack. So Baker is going to be throwing on 2nd and 5 and 3rd and 2. And Baker right now leads the NFL with 15 touchdown passes over the last 4 games. So Baker's hot. The run game is substantial. And listen, we like the Commanders. They are down in the 4th quarter, it feels like, even in the games they win. I mean, their most famous win this year was a Hail Mary. They've trailed in the 4th in 3 straight games. They don't have a run game. They're going to be totally Jayden Daniels dependent, and he may pull it out. But they had the 2nd easiest NFL schedule this year. This is a tough draw. I like Tampa to win and Tampa to cover 33-24.
Ooh, Colin is coming in hot with this, saying the Commanders have no chance. But you know what's really interesting? The Bucs struggle with some quarterbacks that are slightly reminiscent of a Jayden Daniels, let alone not even close to actually being Jayden Daniels. So who did the Buccaneers struggle against? Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos, who's a lot more mobile than people realize. Spencer Rattler and the Saints almost beat them multiple times. Baker Mayfield threw like 1 million interceptions that game. The Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson, obviously. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Bryce Young and the Panthers. Panthers should have won that game, quite frankly. I mean, like, they've struggled against some of these more mobile quarterbacks. And, you know, Jayden Daniels is as great as it gets in terms of being a true dual threat. When we talk about dual threat, I think that word is losing its meaning a little bit. Because now we're like, anyone who can move and run and throw. No. Jayden Daniels is a special thrower and a special runner. Technically, Spencer Rattler, Bryce Young, and some of these other quarterbacks are dual threats. Technically, Baker Mayfield is a dual threat quarterback. But like, come on. There's different categories to what we mean when we say these words. But don't tell me a team that almost loses to the Panthers, that loses to Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys, who almost drops to the Saints multiple times, who got steamrolled by the Ravens. That score, they got like a couple random touchdowns at the end of that game. That game wasn't even close. Not even close. The Ravens rolled the Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers dealt with their injuries, so, you know, they get some defense about that. And again, I'm not saying that the Buccaneers shouldn't be favored by this and the confidence shouldn't be behind them. And the Washington Commanders are in a tough spot here. And I don't think it's that the Commanders can't run the ball. They've dealt with their injuries, especially to their backs. Both backs. That's made it inconsistent and uncomfortable and reliant on Jayden Daniels. And they are definitely reliant on Jayden Daniels. And Jayden Daniels has answered the call. Every single time. Every single time. I am fascinated to see how he looks in the playoffs. Because Jayden Daniels is everything I thought he would be and more. And more. And I made earlier predictions in this throughout this season when I was like, oh, Monday Night Football will be his, you know, coming out party. Welcome to the NFL. He's going to ball out Monday Night Football. And he did. And I was like, oh my God, I called that. And I was so excited about it. Because I was like, Jayden Daniels is a big time player. And he knows it's Monday Night Football. These guys dream of this. Going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. Like it was always going to be box office. And he stepped up. Now it's the playoffs. Playoffs? And you have the balance of Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury. And you also have the huge advantage of Cliff Kingsbury with Kyler Murray in the playoffs. And Kyler Murray spectacularly failed. That was a mess. And we explained it. We defended it, saying, these young quarterbacks, first time in the playoffs, it happens. But that's the benefit now of Cliff Kingsbury. He understands that. He's experienced that. I'm sure he's made mistakes. I don't remember that game, perfectly where I could really be like, Cliff messed up in that game as well. Like, I don't remember it enough. But I do remember that game being like, what the heck was that? What the heck was that? We know Jayden Daniels is special. We know that. If you're questioning that, I don't know what to tell you. Even if you want to say, oh, this was just a 1 year, we don't know. Well, we're still part of this year. We are still part of this special year. I already told you before, Jayden Daniels, if he actually played the full season and started the games and finished the games, he would have also been part of the Lamar Jackson 4,900 club that Lamar Jackson just created this season. Jayden Daniels as a rookie and a very non-stacked roster would have achieved that in his first year in the NFL. That is insanity. That's what I'm saying. There's different levels of like a dual threat. We know Jayden Daniels is special. We know Jayden Daniels is him. We know that. We know that. We know that. So yeah, if a rookie's going to ball in the playoffs, it would be Jayden Daniels, and it would be against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. To me, out of all the games where we're, and I don't know how much it really matters when we talk about, who's favored in this game or whatnot. Because some of these games, it's like so close. But I think technically underdogs, if we're just going to use it as the literal sense, the Commanders have the best chance to beat the Bucs. Because of all the reasons that I just outlined, aligned about Jayden and the Commanders as a whole, Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury, that experience, that wealth of experience, the deep understanding of the moment. But then also going up against Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, who's pretty good, but also inconsistent and has legitimately struggled against not so great teams and not so great quarterbacks. That's a real thing. A real thing. But they can muddy the waters. They can muddy the waters too. So again, they're not a scrub team. They're not a bottom team. They're not a trash team. I'm not coming here being like, this is ridiculous. The Commanders are going to roll the Buccaneers. I'm not saying that either. Like, this will be a game. This will be a fight. But there's a lot of people who don't want to give the Commanders a chance. 33-24 is hardly a chance. You're really banking on this Commanders team being like, well, they had an easy schedule. Well, Jayden Daniels is a rookie. All right. All right. All right. We will see. We will see. And I can't wait to see. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Washington Commanders and Jayden Daniels having apparently no chance to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.